As we've just reported, the coronavirus crisis has reached the White House. President Donald Trump heading now to Walter Reed Medical Hospital as a precautionary measure.
Now, this is brand new information just coming into our newsroom. There is no indication that the president's condition has worsened, but again, officials are using that precautionary word to describe it. The president's physician saying that he is fatigued. There are reports that the president is running a fever. He has been given an experimental antibody cocktail in an attempt to treat the virus. Now, the diagnosis, of course, comes after one of the president's closest aides, Hope Hicks, tested positive for the virus on Wednesday. Reaction has been coming in all day, including from Indiana Congressman Jim Banks. He claims that this was bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, it was probably only a matter of time. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers go out to the president and the first lady, others who have tested positive. The president comes in contact with a lot of people, and in spite of taking a number of precautions, I'm not surprised that ultimately that this happened.
Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor joins us live from Washington, D.C. tonight. Jesse, what can you tell us about these brand new developments?
Yeah, Bob, like you were saying, this is really just a precautionary measure with the president making that trip to Walter Reed. This doesn't mean that those minor symptoms that we were told from his physician earlier today have all of a sudden drastically increased. It sounds like he will just spend the next few days there undergoing tests and actually also working out of the presidential offices there. And so this isn't a complete reversal of what we've been hearing as of this morning. It's just further precautionary measures.
So all of this is going to totally reshape the election, the campaign, even the debates. What can you tell us about the plans for all the campaigning and also the debates?
Yeah, most definitely. The Trump campaign did say today that all of the scheduled events will either go virtual or be postponed. And yeah, when you look at the next presidential debate, that's in less than 2 weeks, which falls within that 14-day quarantine period that the president should be abiding by. And so that's still up in the air. We'll have to see how that potentially affects the debate moving forward, if they do a different format, things of that nature. We do know that at least from the vice presidential side, that things will continue business as usual, because as of right now, Vice President Mike Pence and Kamala Harris have both tested negative for COVID-19. And so their debate this next week should be able to move forward, and also their campaign events. And Joe Biden himself is still campaigning today as well.
Jesse, we see the iconic Capitol Dome behind you. What is the reaction from Congress today?
Yeah, of course. So lawmakers from both sides of the aisle have been expressing their condolences and wishing both President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump speedy recoveries. And then the attention has really turned to testing procedures in Congress. Since the pandemic hit the U.S., Congress has not adopted any sort of testing procedures, even though its members fly in from coast to coast to Washington and back to their districts regularly. And so we have been hearing from Democrats and Republicans that there's more pressure that this should happen. The White House did offer some sort of testing strategy up to Speaker Pelosi and Majority Leader McConnell earlier in the stages of the pandemic, but they declined. And so that's yet another development to watch out for.
Lots of late-breaking developments in this story. Jesse Tenor in Washington, D.C. Jesse, thank you very much for bringing us up to date on everything that's happening.